Today I'm going to teach you how to set up your Katja notebook. We're going to use the same notebook we use for our vocabulary words. So you see I have my vocabulary notebook. It's all set up with my words, part of speech, definition, use the word in the sentence, and a picture. So what you're going to do is take this notebook and about halfway through the book, make a Katja section. And what I like to do is I like to use like a little sticky, and I put a sticky on it, and then I know that's my Katja section. This year I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to have you label it very specifically. So across the top of every single page, you are going to write out the words Katja. You can decide if you want to write in cursive or if you want to write in printing. I don't care which way you do, but it needs to say Katja. You need to put a number and then blank to blank, and then in this right-hand side, you will write your name. So I'm writing my name here, but it'll be your name there. And of course, we're going to start with Katja number 1. I want to point out that these red lines are the margins. We don't write our Katjas anywhere in the margins. Okay, we save that for writing what number it is, taking notes, and writing how many mistakes there are. I'm also going to require this year that you start off with the date. So today is Tuesday. Notice Tuesday is capitalized. It's a proper noun with a comma. The day of the month, September. Again, September is capitalized. It's a proper noun. The date, 15th, and comma, and the year, 2015. This is how you will write the date every single time. The day of the week, a comma. The month, the day of the month, a comma, and the year. We're going to skip a line and start with number 1. I write number 1 in the margin. So, what I will actually do in class for you is I will put up the actual Katja. So here is the actual Katja. I will read it to you so that you know where some punctuation goes and what needs to be emphasized. So, Felicia began to mutter the words of a spell to encourage her friend Pauline Puriel to cheer up. Isabel, ingenuous, put her hand over Felicia's mouth to stop her from uttering her spell. So now you need to decide, does this need to get indented or not? Well, because I remember what the end of the last story said, I know yes, it should be indented. It's a brand new topic. So first thing I'm going to do is indent. So you are actually going to fix any mistake you see in this onto your journal. So first thing I'm going to do is it needs to be indented, so I will indent. Felicia should be capitalized because it's the beginning of a sentence and a proper noun, so I capitalize it. Felicia began to mutter. I'm just copying any words that are correct straight into my notebook. Notice I ran out of room here, so I don't write in the margins. Mutter words. I went back to this margin to start my next sentence. Of a spell, to. This is not the correct to. It's a homophone, so I changed it to T-O to be the correct to. To encourage her. I notice here friend is spelled incorrectly, so I'm going to fix the spelling on friend when I rewrite it. Her friend Pauline, which should be capitalized because it's a proper noun, so I capitalize that, and Puriel is her last name, so that gets capitalized. I'm going to put a box around Puriel because it's an interesting vocabulary word. Any words that are interesting, you put a box around. And then I keep copying to cheer her, to cheer up. Okay? So, Felicia began to mutter words of a spell to encourage her friend Pauline Puriel to cheer up. That's the end of the sentence. There goes a period. I start the next sentence. I know sentences begin with a capital, so I change Isabel to be a capital. It's also a proper noun. Isabel, ingenuous, that's her last name, so that also gets capitalized. And I need to make sure I spell it correctly because it's written right here in front of me. And I put a box around it because that's an interesting vocabulary word. Put her hand over Felicia's. So Felicia is a proper noun, so she needs to be capitalized. And it's Felicia's. So the mouth belongs to Felicia. So I need an apostrophe here. Those of you who were in my class last year, you know I call it Alfie the apostrophe. So there goes Alfie the apostrophe. Again, I have the word to, and you can see to is the wrong to, so I'm going to fix it. It's a homophone. To stop her from uttering, again, interesting word, so I put a box around it, her spell. And and then now my sentence is over, so I need, of course, put punctuation. In this case, it's a period. So I have gone through and I found all the mistakes in this, and I rewrote it the correct way. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to count up how many mistakes I found, or how many I think I found. So I indented, that's 1, capital, that's 2. Spelling here was 3, and this 2 was was the wrong word, so that's 4. Capital 5, capital 6, capital 7, capital 8, capital 9, apostrophe 10, and period at the end. I think there's 11 mistakes. So on the side, I'm going to write 11 and circle it. That's how many mistakes I think there are. Notice I leave these 2 sides blank for any notes that I might have to take. I only write in the center, and I only fix mistakes that I think are incorrect. Now, we're going to actually do this in class tomorrow, so I want you to practice by actually numbering your next one. So, tomorrow will be Wednesday, so I write the date, Wednesday. I put a comma. September is the month, so I write it capitalizing September. It's going to be the 16th tomorrow, comma, 2015. I skip a line. This is going to be number 2. So this is what I need you to do right now. In your notebooks, I need you to write Wednesday, comma, September 16, comma, 2015, write number 2. You do not have to copy all of this down. I do, however, want you to write Katja's number 1 to blank and your name right here. So all of those things you are going to do tomorrow, you will show me this actual notebook, and it should have this written here with your name. It should have Wednesday, comma, September 16, comma, 2015, and the number 2 in the margin for me. That is how you will set up your Katja notebook.